Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you're excited for the future of this channel, because I'm very excited. So I hope you're as excited to watch this stuff as I am to make it. I'll see you next time. What was that all about? Anyways, what's up? I grew a beard to symbolize the passing of time. So I've had the idea for this for a couple months now, but essentially what I want to do is come on here and kind of talk to you about where I've been for the past 5 years, ever since FusionFall, Retro, and Legacy got shut down. Because I've been around, I've been on the internet, but this YouTube channel has definitely been kicked to the curb a little bit. So I figure there's probably a lot of people who would like to know. And also I've really wanted to upload stuff to this channel again, but I feel like some kind of explanation video is needed before we can get to that, because again, it's been 5 years. So just as a refresher, if you're new, or if you forgot who this random man was that is in your subfeed, I'm Przzyfied. I was a developer, writer, designer on FusionFall Retro and FusionFall Legacy, which were two revival projects for FusionFall. But I also was like the FusionFall YouTube guy. I think to this day still, I have one of the only, if not the only, fully complete playthrough of the game on YouTube. That might not be true. I really didn't fact check that before I said it. But I joined the team around 2015, and then I had worked on it for 5 years until April of 2020, where we get a DMCA takedown from Warner Media. So we had to shut the projects down. And my plan, because a lot of the other developers on the project were, showcasing a lot of the stuff they'd worked on. I know our programmer Funsky uploaded a couple YouTube videos talking about, some of the programming stuff he did. Our main artist Vert uploaded a lot of unused concept art to his blog FF Unseen. So I thought, to throw my hat in the ring, I would also upload a YouTube video, of course, going over something that I was really proud of for working on, which was this story/gameplay Bible going over the future. Not to toot my own horn here, but I think this was a cook. I'm going to be honest. I've gone back and I've read it years removed, and I still think that this is truly a super awesome FusionFall game concept. Obviously, it was a team effort, so it wasn't just me, but I remember this being something that I really enjoyed taking the lead on and had a lot of fun working on. That was my plan, and I got a little too big for my britches when it came to trying to figure out how to make it an entertaining video. As cool of a video as it would have been, it definitely ended up becoming just a little bit too ambitious. I had gotten a pretty good amount of work done on it, but it was still nowhere close to being kind of what I had envisioned. But really the true culprit as to why those videos were never made or uploaded is, candidly, our project getting shut down was really fucking hard for me. I had joined the development team when I was 16. This was just always something that I had assumed would be there. And I mean, vulnerably speaking, that getting all shut down on top of that was right when COVID happened. It was just all a whole lot to deal with. And I remember at the time, right when the news that our projects had gotten shut down kind of came out, I think legitimately that might have been the most amount of online attention I had ever received. Because pretty much anybody who had ever, been around since the announcement of Legacy to the announcement of Retro to Retro's release to, the current time had all basically heard about it. So I think even when I started to work on those video projects, it was already a couple months removed from the actual shutdown, because truthfully it was very hard to face. Because essentially this project that I had attached my name to, and it gave me all of the opportunities that I have, is gone, And even now, I'm not quite sure if I handled it the healthiest way in the world, but by the time I was ready to start working on something and face the reality that the project was gone, I kept convincing myself it was too late to upload a video. So then the videos get pushed off a little bit, and then I'd have a little bit of motivation to start working on them again. But then time, funnily enough, continues moving forward. So it's been even later. And then it's a year? No, that's way too late. Why bother working on it? And then we just keep, pushing it down the line until eventually I'm pretty sure I just came to the realization oh yeah, this is never getting done. So the TLDR, I guess, is one, I was definitely just not prepared for the amount of attention the game getting shut down would get. Two, there was a lot of anxiety about not only the quality of the video, but the quality of my work that I showed off in the video, which then led to me continuing to push it back and rework parts of it, and just this endless quest to make the video as perfect as possible, which it's a video about FusionFall fan fiction, more or less. Like, what's the bar for perfect? But yeah, time keeps marching on, and here we are today. So then, like, what have I been working on? What have I been up to? Because like I alluded to earlier, I've been around. It just hasn't been on this YouTube channel. The first and most important thing is that I ended up graduating college. All throughout high school, and kind of unrelated to FusionFall, because I was never really a programmer for the project. I had always assumed I was going to go to college for programming. It was just what I was best at in high school. And I had gone to college as a computer science major. And I tried that for 1 year, and we learned that math and non-video game programming were not quite a strong suit of mine. And I definitely think if I would have like kept going down that path, I would have just like had to drop out of school. But similar to making that first video about FusionFall Legacy back in 2015, I once again completely changed the trajectory of my life by joining the Michigan State Esports Club. I spent 4 of my 5 college years on the board, 2 years as the broadcast manager, so I did their streams, 1 year as the event director, and 1 year as the vice president. They introduced me to essentially an entire different school that I had never even considered going to. After taking 5 years to go through school, I graduated from Michigan State, go green, with 2 degrees, one of which is in digital storytelling, which when people ask, I just say audio video production, because that's basically what it is, and another one in game design. But I think from the outside looking in, it makes a lot of sense, because I was the FusionFall guy who worked on the game and also made videos, so now I have 2 degrees, one in making videos and one in making games. And then as my day job in college, I was a teaching assistant for a basically intro to film class. I ran a lab where I taught how to use Photoshop and Premiere, which are things that I self-taught myself for this channel. And then my final year of college, and like immediately after graduation, I got brought on to do social media and marketing for a indie game made out of Michigan State. I don't work there anymore, but I think it's a really fun game. It's called Plunder Panic. It's like a 12-player arcade pirate party game. It's a really fun time. Then right after I'd finished that job, the next job I immediately got, I started working for Shovelware Studios, which might be something that you have heard of, either in context of FusionFall or not, but it's a Roblox development studio run by our FusionFall team. It was founded by Will Tilt, Dogon, and Vert, and then I'm on, and we've also done work with like Zenpak, Bamboo, a lot of the old FusionFall universe devs. Our biggest game that we have made is called Shovelware's Brain Game. There's probably a decent chance you've heard of it, even if you didn't know it was by us. Well, I mostly did like social media videos and advertisements for them. I also wrote a lot of the Brain Game questions.
Score! I just caught the football, ran to the end zone, and literally hit the gritty.
Here's me in the credits next to I Show Speed and Germa, which I'm still like, I can't believe that happened. We also most recently ended up releasing a officially licensed Care Bears game called Care Bears Caring Quest. Alongside making videos and the trailer and stuff for that, I also was a level designer for Care Bears. But I've also done like a couple of other cool things unrelated to like college or work. Right after Retro and Legacy shut down in the summer of 2020, I truthfully just needed something to like distract myself. So I got past this application to join this online survivor game through Pokemon Showdown. And if you know anything about me, the trifecta of things that I am utterly obsessed with and know a little bit too much about are FusionFall, Pokemon, and Survivor, the show. But on a whim, I ended up applying. I ended up getting put on the season. I won the season. And that kind of catapulted into having a community online that was unrelated to FusionFall, which I think was very much needed at the time. Since then, I've played a couple times, I've hosted a couple seasons, I've made a lot of cool lifelong friends through that, and it definitely fulfilled the role of kind of taking my mind off of the FusionFall shutdown. Another community that I'm more recently been involved in, like I mentioned, I'm really into Pokemon, but me and my IRL friends have all really gotten into Pokemon VGC, which is like the official competitive format. We've traveled across the US, basically, competing in tournaments. And like, we're okay. I think at one point I was ranked 999th in the US, which is like nothing, but I mean, it's kind of cool to say. Finally, the real big thing that I have been spending the past couple years working on is my Twitch stream. That might be something that rings a bell because I was definitely streaming like pre-shutdown, but that was very early days and there was no consistent schedule. But one of the things I'm genuinely most proud of is that a couple years ago, I decided I was going to stop this cycle of like streaming for a little bit and then taking months off and then coming back and streaming for a little bit. I was going to be a consistent actual streamer. And now I've been streaming 3 days a week consistently since 2022. Choosing to do it consistently has been one of the best decisions I've ever made. I'm live 3 days a week, and I've done a lot of really cool stuff on stream. The main thing I've been doing is I've been doing a very long series where I nuzlocke every single Pokemon game, but the catch is that the things that I beat the game with, I cannot use again. They get banned for future runs. I'm currently on run 14. We've already made it all the way to X and Y, but that's a very fun, consistent series that has been going on for a while. We call it the Prizlock. I ran a community music competition where 70 people all submitted songs to various Cartoon Network themed categories that I created. And then I went through and I ranked all of the songs, and there was a whole score. It took 2 entire years to complete. It was very ambitious, but we ended up getting it done. Of course, obviously, we're playing FusionFall from time to time on stream as well. That hasn't left us. Last year, I did a 24-hour stream, which was awesome. And then I'll be honest, it's mostly Pokemon that is being streamed. However, there's all kinds of variety that go on. You stream for 3 years, you're going to play a bunch of different games. It's really like a genuinely cool community that I've built up. And I think the thing about it that I like the absolute most is that it's like a melting pot almost. Because you have people there that are from like the FusionFall days, but then you also have people who just discovered the stream, you know, just naturally. And then you have people from like the online Sworgon Survivor community. You have people from the Pokemon community. And I'm not like a massive streamer by any means, but we've built a nice community, and it's definitely big enough to where I can like take a step back and look at it and go like, I'm a Twitch streamer. So that's just like a list of things I've kind of been up to. And I assume the begging question that is on everybody's mind that's still on this video is, Unc, why should we care? And you shouldn't. I'm going to be completely and totally honest with you. I am making and recording and editing and uploading this video specifically for me. Starting to kind of upload to this channel again has always been something on the back of my mind that I've wanted to do. And I kind of came to the realization recently that but if I want to upload something, I just need to do it, you know? Like, time goes by quick. It's been 5 years since our FusionFall project got shut down. That number's not going to get any smaller, but that's whatever. It's fine. It's not going to be perfect because I'm not perfect. But I figured it would be a nice thing to upload. Maybe someone gets some value out of this. If all this video did was basically remind you to unsubscribe from this channel, I totally get it. It's okay. At worst, I'm hoping that this video can kind of act like when you like see someone from your high school out in a public space, you catch up for like 10 minutes and then you both go on your way and nothing really changes. But if you are in and you're interested in new content, you're interested in more stuff, the best things you can do are, one, genuinely go follow me on Twitch. Like I said, I'm live 3 days a week. This isn't like a situation where I'm like, I'm going to start streaming on Twitch, go follow on Twitch for when that happens. No, I've been streaming on Twitch for 3 days a week consistently for almost 3 years now. There will be streams there. And if you're like really interested, I do have another channel that I have been uploading daily to called Przzyfied. It's nothing fancy or anything like that. I'm literally just like uploading the backlog of Twitch VODs I have all the way from 2022. But there is a new video there every day. They're just kind of old right now because we haven't caught up yet. The other thing you can do is rejoin the Discord. You actually might still be in the Discord, honestly, or you might have left. I don't blame you. But the sub club is still alive and kicking. I've done the impossible, and I've taken a Discord that was very active, killed it, and then I brought it back to a moderately active state. So if you're interested, I would definitely recommend rejoining the Przzyfied Discord. Even if you don't want to like chat in there or anything, if you just want like notifications or like updates or anything, good place to be. I also have all my other socials linked in the description as well, if you're interested. And since we are now uploading to this channel again, what would you like? I have to imagine there's still a little bit of interest for FusionFall videos. I enjoy talking about FusionFall still, especially years removed from everything that happened, and I think it might be fun to talk about it still more on this channel. I've always been much more interested in making stuff that like I find fun to make and fun to watch, rather than making like content. So like if you have anything you want to see, or any ideas you want to put out into the world, I mean, comment them, drop them in like a message in Discord or something, and I would love to, like, genuinely love to know what you are interested in 5 years removed. And also how you've been doing. Let me know how you're doing as well. What have you been up to in the past 5 years? But that's going to be it for me. I truly, like, genuinely, if you are an OG watching this from 10 plus years ago and you've been subscribed this entire time, thank you for all the support throughout the years, regardless of, you know, what happens after this or what doesn't. It was this YouTube channel and these opportunities that I got because people like you watched these videos that like, no exaggeration, have legitimately changed my life. A world where I don't make this YouTube channel or upload any videos about like FusionFall Legacy or anything like that, I am a completely different person. And I've used the experience that I had making the videos on this channel and also working on FusionFall Retro and Legacy to like stepping stone into like real game development. I've made videos that like hundreds of thousands of people have seen. And like legitimately all of that has been possible because of this YouTube channel. Thank you for being a part of that. I hope, if possible, to see you for more stuff. Maybe I'll see you in Twitch. Maybe I'll see you when I upload another video on this channel. Maybe I'll see you in the Discord. But other than that, that's really all I wanted to yap about. I hope this video doesn't end up being too long. And yeah, keep being you. Bye.